Yes.
Don't concentrate on the finger or you will miss all that heavenly glory.
So let's just say that I make my own simulation.
Goat Podcast. Goat Podcast. You're welcome.
Goat Podcast.
You're welcome.
We are here to prod you guys tonight. We want to poke your brains.
That sounds
Interesting.
way interesting.
So
You're going to poke what? You're going to do what?
yeah, with my goat.
Ouch. Shh. Josh has got a goat.
Okay, so
We're talking about how we're going to, if he needed help keystring something because he was moving things around in the
garage.
dungeon.
Yeah.
And, you know, if you've ever been to jail, you know what keystring is.
yeah. So do you think that when we go live, we get less downloads?
No.
Okay. Good. Because tonight we're not going live. You
No,
guys are
no.
going to have to download this one.
You're going to have to download this one because you don't have our pretty faces.
Right.
So there it is. No preview either of what's
there
coming
it
out
is.
next week.
Right, exactly.
I'm really trying to get up on. Well, look, my life has been chaos the last month or whatever it's been. So I'm really trying to drop these every week.
The last month.
Yeah, it's been a weird. So now I think I've finally did, like, in my mind, I'm thinking, okay, that's a good schedule. Like, this will drop in 1 week.
Yeah.
Like the Tuesday that we come in and record is the same Tuesday that this episode the week prior will come out.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
That way I have a routine,
Yeah.
because otherwise things get in the way and it's a mess, man. It's a mess. I'm feeling a little bit, if I'm being honest, a little melancholy lately.
Yeah, that was me today. Yeah, a little bit. Just struggling with, finances and
Yeah.
all kinds of other junk. Because of this whole COVID thing, I lost hours, and then I'm working 2 jobs now.
Right.
So,
What's the update on the Lyft Uber thing? Are they
I still don't know. They're still here.
They're still here.
Yeah. And then people are still thinking that, we're still going to get our minimum wage and all that. And I'm just like, well,
Quit it. There's no way.
You're not going to get no minimum wage, dude.
You know how much you're going to have to charge for an Uber ride to pay Uber drivers minimum wage plus tip?
Yeah, plus tip, plus
Mileage.
insurance, probably.
Plus mileage and insurance.
Mileage and insurance, yeah. No way.
Yeah, man, it's not going to happen.
Never happen. Just because they have money doesn't mean that they have to.
No, they don't have to
They're just
do
going to bone out of California.
Yeah.
Peace.
Yep, good luck.
Enjoy life.
Right.
While you have it.
That'd be the big Uber Lyft uprising of all the people who usually take them from the bar home,
Yeah.
who are now going to drive drunk because calling a taxi, quite frankly, is a pain in the butt.
I hate taxis.
Right? And taxi with all that money, you would think, would develop an app that would be just as easy as Uber or Lyft, but they're not. They're dumb.
They're sticking to the old school, I guess. I don't know.
They're old school.
It's new school now.
If they would have spent the money that they paid Gavin Newsom and everybody else to get Uber and Lyft kicked out of California, or make it so hard for them not to be here that they just bailed,
Yeah.
they would have spent that money on a decent app and learned how to compete in the marketplace instead of trying to put away their competition by means of criminal enterprise.
Criminal enterprise.
That's what I'm saying. You wax enough of those palms with your money,
Dang,
they
yeah.
give you it's been like that forever.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what's up with the taxi service, but I mean, I never really took a taxi.
No, me neither.
The only time that I've taken a few times. I had to take a taxi home from jail one time.
Oh yeah, that's about normal.
Right? And I was like, I'll pay you when we get home, when you get me home. You walked me to the door just so we could get paid.
Sure he did. Heck yeah. You go in and close that door.
Right.
You ain't getting his money.
I remember that. And then, when we went to Vegas a few weeks or like a month ago, I took a taxi over there just to go to I forgot, the Candy Factory
Like
or
an
something
actual
like that.
taxi?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Because we didn't have the Uber app or anything, so it's just like, yeah, just take a taxi. It was too hot to walk. 115 degrees, dude.
You drive for Uber. You do not have the app. That's what my brain hurt.
It's a different app.
Oh.
It's not the same app.
I see.
Mine's the driver app, not the customer app.
Got you. Two different apps. Makes sense. What do I know?
I don't know what you know.
Yeah, so I'm, it's a little sad. It's like it's like I'm kind of over this California expense, and then yet I'm not gonna be here next week because I'm going deep, dude. I'm going into the heart of where the devil lives.
Hell?
Oh, Sacramento.
Oh, that devil.
Yeah, going to Sacramento.
Devil.
So yeah, I mean that I didn't tag a particular person there, the devil, but that's the devil's stomach for sure. For sure.
Oh, where he poops that from?
Dude, that is where that's good. That's the bowel. Devil's bowel.
The devil's bowel.
Right there.
Sacramento.
Sacramento, where everybody hustles their vote for money
Yeah.
and passes things that are anti-vote.
Anti-moral.
No, they're anti. Well, it's like we vote on things, and then they overturn it in Sacramento.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Right, as being, right. So they screw around. So I'm going there because, hey, even though I don't care to live in California anymore, my roots are going deeper. I think we're gonna end up starting an office out in Sacramento.
Oh, that's why you're going to go out there.
Yeah.
I was about to ask. That's cool.
Yeah, it is cool. That's good news for us.
Sacramento, and then what after that? Up?
Sacramento, and then probably Arizona.
Oh, no. You're not going to go
Texas.
up California? You're going to go out?
How much up in California can you go? Sacramento is the last bastion of civilization before you get into the wilderness.
Oakland?
There's Oakland's down in San Francisco. It's only about an hour and a half from Sac.
Oh, it's down.
Yeah,
Or
it's like
up.
it's over. Like
Dude,
Sacramento's
Humboldt
inland.
County, bro. You know they have.
Dude, I'm straight driving through Humboldt County with an open mouth.
I wonder why.
So that I can't. I'm not gonna claim to ever smoke it, but man, if I get high by accident, I'm not gonna be mad.
Dude, I've been to Humboldt County before, years ago. Probably when I was like 16. Not even that, like 15, dude. A friend and I, we drove all the way up there to drive another friend to drop him off to his dad.
Really?
Yeah, to his dad.
Yeah.
And then, chilled up there for a while, and then came back the next day. It was a long drive, 12 hours.
Oh yeah.
12-hour drive.
12-hour drive.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're driving 50 miles an hour.
No.
No? I can get there in 8. I think I can get there in 8.
Humboldt County?
Oh, maybe not Humboldt. That's further than Sac.
That's what I was saying.
Is that 3 hours? That's 3 hours past Sac?
Yeah, dude.
Or 2 hours? Wow. They're famous, dude. I mean, you got to be...
Well, that's 4 hours. Yeah.
They were... Humboldt County is they were like ahead of their time. They're like a really great rock band that came out before their sound was needed.
Okay. Uh-huh.
Right? Where it's like man, you're just ahead of your time. Humboldt County is ahead of their time because they've been growing weed and doing all that stuff there forever.
Forever. Yeah.
Oakland, San Francisco, not that we're bragging on them, but they've been kicking this cannabis thing forever, and now it's finally breaking free, and everybody's legalizing it except for the federal government, and now Humboldt County's having a hard time. Those farmers out there having a hard time keeping things above water, their bills, because there's so many people growing it now.
Yeah. I mean, did you see there's on Discovery, James Belushi?
No, I didn't see it.
he's a
Is he a grower?
what do you call him?
In one of them cannabinoid
Cannabinoids.
kind of guys?
What do you call those people again? I forgot what you call them. But yeah, he's a farmer now.
Oh, okay, well, good for him.
Yeah.
Whatever.
On TV.
On TV.
on TV.
Oh, growing it on TV.
Yeah.
It's nothing.
Yeah, it's crazy.
It's watching-
Dude. I haven't watched it, but I've seen the the
Literally
commercials.
watching plants grow.
Yeah, I mean,
Riveting television.
yeah. I guess with James Belushi, you know, he's a funny guy.
Totally. Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, I'd watch him grow stuff. He's funny, dude. I like him.
Yeah, dude. I mean, he's cool. I liked a lot of his movies.
Dude, trip out. It's like I was watching. I'm always fascinated. I watch all kinds of drug documentaries.
Okay.
All kinds of drug documentaries.
Did you ever watch El Chapo?
Drugs Incorporated, El Chapo. I watch everything about cocaine, meth, weed. I watch it all. I'm fascinated by.
The government and cocaine.
Well, I'm fascinated by the CIA's involvement in cocaine and crack in the 80s. I'm fascinated by the government's involvement in the drug war.
Yeah.
I'm fascinated just in those guys who are like under the radar, the guys selling the drugs and get it. I mean, just that whole criminal empire.
Yeah.
I am fascinated with. I don't want any part of it. Hail to the no, but I'm fascinated by it.
It is interesting. I mean, how they make it, how they distribute it,
Yep.
and all that stuff. It's like it's a business,
Solid business.
dude. And then once crack came into the scene, dude,
it was all.
people were gacked out on whoop chicken.
They were
bro.
not only gacked out, but it was CIA that was selling it
That
in
was-
Los Angeles.
Yeah,
I mean, come on.
that's insane, dude.
That's, yeah. Vote for that. Vote for whatever guy that idea was. I bet you it was I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to blame. I don't know who it was. Maybe it was a Democrat. Maybe it wasn't. If I had to guess, I would say it was a Democratic decision to use the CIA to float crack in the inner cities.
Well, I mean,
That just sounds like something you guys would do, you libtards.
it does sound like something they would do.
Yeah.
So they could get control of the people that
Seems
way.
like it, but I mean,
Yeah.
I might be talking out my butt because
That's a little folklore right there.
Might be a little bit of a folklore, sure. The Candyman.
Oh, Candyman, dude.
Uh-huh.
La Llorona.
What is that?
Ooh, the Weeping Lady.
Do tell, sir.
Dude,
Do tell.
the girl in white. These are I had to go to my roots, bro. I'm Mexican, so I had to look at Mexican folklore.
All right.
All right, there's a few of them. Yeah. What do you got? El Muerto? Death?
I got a folklore. Well, it's all the typical stuff.
Like what?
Like Red Riding Hood.
Oh, like a fairy tale.
Yeah, that's kind of folklorish, though. Folklores are like those stories that civilizations or communities discuss or talk about. This happened.
We should make
that
our
happened.
own about the whole CIA thing.
But that's true.
Yeah, of course, some folklore could have a lot of truth in it.
Let me pull up some folklore right here. What do you got in your
Yeah.
Mexican folklore?
So, La Llorona, bro. You never heard of La Llorona?
I just want you to keep saying
Dude,
it.
there's even a movie about it, The Curse of La Llorona. And it's a part of the Annabelle universe.
What's Annabelle?
The doll, the possessed doll.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Like Chucky's sister.
Something like that.
Distant cousin, like second cousin removed.
It wasn't alive, though, of course. They just said that the doll was possessed. But it didn't come to life and kill people. The demon did.
Oh, right.
Yeah. So
The
that's
demon within the doll.
the demon within the doll that was attached to the doll. And originally, it was a Raggedy Ann.
What? Really?
Yeah. It's real.
Dude, how would you
it
get
actually happened? That's another folklore thing that happened. And there's people who were investigating this case and stuff like that, even back to when it was just a straight up like a haunted house, you know what I mean? And then they did all these cases, and then Annabelle.
Annabelle, so it was in a Raggedy Ann doll.
In real life, it was a Raggedy Ann doll.
And a demon possessed the Raggedy Ann doll, or whatever happened.
Whatever happened.
Or whatever they're saying happened. 'cause
Yeah,
oh, wow.
So, yeah. There's, dude, and I was watching a show that's, I forgot what it's called, but I like watching paranormal shows. Okay, like one of my favorite shows is Ghost Hunters.
Oh yeah.
I like Ghost
I
Hunters.
remember you telling me that.
Yeah, I like. There's another one, Kindred Spirits. That's another one.
Yeah.
Because one of the girls that was on, what is it called? Ghost Hunters has her own show now.
Oh really? They're seeking out.
So there's Ghost Nation, there's original Ghost Hunters, and then there's a new one called Kindred Spirits. So I was watching Kindred Spirits, and they actually went to the house based on those investigations.
Oh really?
And they found some creepy stuff in there, dude.
With it.
Yeah.
Did they actually find creepy stuff,
Not
or they
find, but
make
they-
stuff up?
I don't know. I just watched the show, bro. I mean, if if they just put things on for the show, which could be,
Maybe,
but
maybe not. Let's
but
assume
maybe
they're
not.
Let's assume they have integrity.
Right,
And they're
exactly.
doing it for.
That's why I like it, because honestly, some of the stuff when they start saying, "Oh, this or this and that," like, oh, that's kind of out of this world.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you're just saying that, but the evidence that you see that they caught and stuff like that is okay. Like,
Right.
that wasn't a wire or a string or anything, because I know that type of paranormal. You know, I've been through all
Right.
that stuff, so.
Right.
And that's the reason why I like watching it. And I've told you before that I've always, I was interested in not joining, but maybe, taking some exorcist classes and stuff like that.
Oh sure.
I have an exorcism book.
Heck yeah.
Dude,
Dude, that's what we should do here live one week.
we
just-
late at night.
Dude, I watched some guy carrying a suitcase down the street right here.
Yeah.
For sure he's got a demon. We can just bring him in here. I don't know. Does it teach you how to identify who's demon possessed in the book? Because we'll bring him in and do it like a live exorcism.
Honestly, it doesn't show you how. It's just a manual of exorcisms. That's
Right.
what it's called.
Like
and
historical exorcisms or something like.
it's more of basically what it comes down to is that someone who has the spirit of God in them can't be possessed,
That's right. Yeah.
but those who are, first you have to allow them to hear the gospel so their soul can be saved.
Okay. And then basically God does the rest, right?
And then the Lord does the rest. Right, exactly. There's no may the Spirit of God compel you,
Right,
holy
right.
water and all this other stuff. No, it's actually more simpler than that.
Inside out.
Right, exactly. It's way more simpler than that because honestly, dude, I've been in places where I told you, 8-year-old little kid throwing a solid oak thing like straight across the
Right.
room.
Yeah.
People throwing chairs, people levitating and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like I've seen that kind of stuff before.
Right.
And so you don't want to you're not Jesus. Jesus is living in you, yes, if you're a believer. But Jesus never said anything like that. Like all he said was, "Get out."
Yeah, right. Yeah.
These things would bow down to him. He goes, "You know what? Just get out. Go into the pigs."
Yeah, right.
Like, you know what I'm saying? So exorcisms aren't like what you watch on TV, though the Catholic Church does do it like that.
Right. Well, and by the way, then the demons are afraid of him. Right?
Yeah.
Every time he shows up, they're like, "Oh, we know who you are."
Yeah.
Not like that. I don't know how they said it.
Right.
Not like all disappointed. "Oh, we know who you are."
Well, I mean, what
But
what happened
they're
with
freaking out.
Legion? You know what I mean? Like,
Sure. Yeah,
Now-
that dude had a ton of them.
yeah, 1,000
Yeah.
of demons.
A bunch.
Dude,
A bunch.
a legion.
A legion. That guy was possessed by all kinds of
Evil.
dude.
And what did the Lord do? Get out. Like,
Ciao.
hey, dude, there's some pigs over there. They're not even supposed to have pigs here. So why don't you just go in the pit, go to the pig so they,
Right.
jump off the cliff.
Well, I think they had asked, "Hey, don't just send us out into nowhere."
Right. Okay. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah,
Send us.
yeah.
How about those pigs?
That's right.
They're negotiating.
Maybe they knew too.
They knew. And then, which is weird too. It's like, why not let you out into? Why do you want to go into the pigs?
Yeah.
Why not just be free out in the ether? You're angels.
Well, I mean, I forgot, it's Matthew chapter 13, where it says, when an evil spirit leaves a man, he seeks, he goes out into dry lands and finds no home. But then he comes back to his old home, finds it clean and swept, and then it comes back with 7 more
7 other homeless guys. That's Siri's listening to you because you're talking smack about her father.
Yeah, I know. So yeah, I mean, Mexican folklore and stuff like that, that's American, that's everywhere, right? Demon possession happens in a lot of places. I actually think when the U.S. was, prospering, God and everything, I'm sure that spirit, there was less demonic activity here on this country. I'm sure other countries, there's a bunch. We just haven't seen it much here, but I think now that the U.S. Is going a different way, they're trying to take God out of everything. Trump is trying to keep God in everything.
Sure.
Dems are taking God out of the Pledge of Allegiance. Once you start doing that, and once you start turning away from God, we're going to see more and more demonic activity out there.
I would think that the activity is still as present. It's just different. Like for me, I would just think it's how distracted can I make you? How, I can make you want to get high all the time. You want to watch TV all the time, play video games all the time, do this all the time, do all that stuff.
Right.
So that you're not focusing on what's important.
Okay. I see what you're saying.
Like influence rather than...
I know exactly what you're saying. But I'm saying, okay, that's always been.
Right.
That's always been. I don't think that's going to stop.
You think just full-on possessions just going to come back?
There's going to be more and more demonic possession.
Now, how... Are you familiar with, or... I've always had this question, which is... Oh, actually, we were talking about this in our men's group the other night or the other morning. Shout out to Bobby Blakey and the boys over there at the Compass Bible Church.
It's not the Compass. It's the Compass.
The Compass.
The Compass.
The Compass. I think there's they just do another podcast, Why You Need the Gospel. I think that's the name of the podcast. Shout out to you boys over there.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, so we were talking about this in the morning, Saturday morning, how it's so the influence of demonic forces in today's society. How would you know if somebody who's walking down the street talking to themselves, cutting themselves, doing all that stuff is demonically influenced, or if it's just a mental psychological disorder?
Well, that's where evangelism comes in, because when you notice something like that, like I see people out there all the time talking to themselves, screaming at the floor. The other day, my wife said in front of her job that there was a chicken head with like rose petals just laying in the middle of the street towards her job. And so, like, I think evangelism comes a long way, because that's how you're going to know if that person's demon possessed or not.
Sure.
If you're just looking,
Yeah.
that person's talking to himself, he's demon possessed. No, you actually have to engage with that person, so you can know what their mental stability is. Because some demonic possessed people can be so coherent. They don't have to be crazy.
Right.
They don't have to talk to themselves. They could be straight up the most sweetest person that you could ever know in your whole life.
Yeah, politicians. I mean, not all of them, but...
Right. But, I mean, dude, that's the way I think you would be able to tell someone if someone's mentally ill or this. There was my wife and her friend went to go eat one day after work, and some guy came up to them because he saw... I'm not going to say where she works because that's confidential.
Of course, yeah.
So he saw her badge and started tripping on her because he recognized the badge.
Right.
Crazy guy asking all kinds of questions, scaring them, and they're trying to leave, and he just keeps following them.
Oh, yeah. That's
and
not good.
So I forgot how they split apart. I think they just went, ended up just walking to the car and leaving. But that guy... I don't believe he was demon possessed, because it ended up being my wife's friend's brother.
What?
Yeah.
Quit it.
Yeah.
Oh, that's embarrassing.
Like there's a whole story behind it.
Yeah.
And so
Did he know? Did he know that?
He was married for 30 years.
Okay. Past tense.
Stopped taking his medication. And
Why
now,
do you guys do that?
And now he got arrested because the friend has been keeping up with my wife about him. So now he's arrested. And who knows what's going on in there with him and not taking his
So
pills.
he was married 30 years. He kept the
Kids.
He kept the medication, everything up for 30 years. Nice, solid
and
stretch.
then all of a sudden, I don't need it anymore.
I don't need it anymore.
That's really bad.
Oh, man.
I've known another person that's like
I've
that.
known a ton of guys like that, for sure.
But yeah, I think evangelism goes a long way if you really want to know if someone's demon possessed or not. If someone's demon possessed, you never know. They could either be just angry at you, and they'll try to shoot scripture at you, try to twist it. There's other people who are, like you said, cutting themselves. Like, why do you have so many cuts on you? Oh, and then they start talking, get all weird and stuff like that.
Right.
Like, you have to go and engage with these people. You can't just judge someone and say they're demon possessed.
It's offense, right? It's sharing the gospel with people, because at least if it is a mental, more of a psychological issue, not a demonic issue, then they may be fine, right? They're going to probably engage with you and be fine. Maybe even receive the Lord, maybe.
Yeah, exactly.
But if it's demonic, they're obviously not going to.
You're going to get resistance.
Or you're going to get resistance. But if it breaks through, if the Holy Spirit can break in, right, and then Jesus takes up residence, he basically opens the door and kicks them out.
Yeah, exactly.
That's exorcism.
Because light and darkness cannot coexist with each other. So, back to folklore.
Dude, yeah.
So, La Llorona is a story of a poor young girl who fell in love with a rich man. And they had 3 kids with each other. And she wanted to marry him really, really bad. Like, I have 3 kids with this guy. We need to get married. And then the guy was just like, no, because we had the kids out of wedlock. So it made her crazy.
Okay.
She drowned her 3 kids along with herself. And it's said in Mexico that you can hear a lady screaming and crying for her kids. And people have seen her. People have encountered her in different parts of Mexico. And so, she's just crying for her kids walking down the street. These are some of the stories that you want to scare your children with. Go to bed at night, or else La Llorona is going to come for you.
Go to bed at night. and you're like, hey, we've had all the conversation we're going to have about Santa Claus. Santa Claus is great, right? They go, yeah, Santa Claus is great. You're like, have you heard about his cousin?
La Llorona.
Correct. Well, yeah, La Llorona, the lady, but then there's also in Switzerland or like Netherlands.
Yeah.
Krampus.
Oh, Krampus.
You know Krampus?
Yes.
Krampus is, I don't know, it's not Santa's cousin, but it's his alter. It's like
it's an evil doppelganger.
It's an evil, not even a doppelganger, because they actually dress up like Krampus during Christmas time.
Oh, yeah. Right.
With the horns.
Yeah.
And I suppose the modern day version of Satan himself would be folklore-ish.
Yeah.
In the sense of how we've made him look.
Right. With horns and a pitchfork and a long dragon tail. Hoofed feet.
Yeah, all that. You know, we've essentially in the Dark Ages, if that's what they're still called, took all the things that were dirty animals, hoofed feet, forked, right, horns, that kind of stuff, and put it all on a person and said that's what Satan is. If I had to scare you with visuals of why you want to seek God and run as far away from the devil as you can, look at that dude.
Yeah, dude.
They made him scary on purpose.
Yeah, they did make him scary.
And the folklore then, I guess it's folklore-ish in that, because people talk about, hey, what do you think the devil looks like? And they'll say, oh yeah, he's got he's red, and he's got horns, and he's got hooves, and he's got a tail and a pitchfork, and he's coming for you or whatever, right? And you're
Right.
like, okay, well, yes, that makes the devil into a folklore, but the real danger of Satan himself, Lucifer, if you will, is that he's beautiful.
Yeah.
That's the scary part of the lure of Satan, is that he doesn't look like that folklorish kind of thing that we've given him. He's more subtle than that.
Uh-huh.
It's beautiful. Don't you? You want the best life, don't you? You know, that kind of come with me. What about Bloody Mary? Did you do Bloody Mary when you were a kid?
Oh, yeah.
Say her name 3 times in a dark mirror, and then she
dude.
appears.
I did Candyman. I did Bloody Mary. I did all that, bro.
Light as a feather,
Light
stiff
as
as a board.
feather, stiff as a board. That's crazy, dude.
Well, you've seen that actually legit,
Yes.
though. Yeah, so it's not like
Yes.
that crazy to you.
That's why I'm saying some of these folklores can have some sort of truth in it.
Yeah.
It's like that came. People were starting to do that when that movie The Craft came out.
Yeah. Yep.
When that movie The Craft came out, people were just like, "All right, let's do it." But it's more than that. It's levitation. It's not just light. It's not even. I mean, they get it from the movie Light as a feather, stiff as a board. There's different incantations for it.
Oh,
It's
right,
not
right.
light as a feather, stiff as a board.
What is it? Oh, you can't. Let's.
I would rather not say it.
Yeah.
And there's different ways that you can do it.
Oh,
That was
okay.
just one.
That was one way.
That was one way without the
It was easy to remember for stupid kids.
right
In the dark.
Exactly. So people would be like, "Oh, it didn't work." Yeah, I wonder why. you
Didn't
know,
work. You're missing like entire verses.
because you're not saying the right stuff.
Right. Can't just say light as a feather, stiff as a board.
Right.
Light as a feather, stiff as
That's
a board.
why I think words have a lot of power. You can speak things into existence.
Yeah.
So, yeah, dude.
Like, what would you speak in your dark days? What kind of things would people speak into existence?
Say like cryptids, aliens, alien sightings.
Like full-on visuals.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like stuff like that. I'm not saying like what you always do, gold, money.
That's what I want. I mean,
Yeah,
that's what I'm
I
thinking.
know.
If you could just...
That's not the way it works, though.
That's not...
It's not.
No, because clearly, because then everybody who
That's what
knew those things could just...
Remember, that's why I told you that tulpa is when
That's right.
when people believe in something and then all of a sudden you just see like an alien, just
Right.
a UFO, just like whoosh. If you
Yep.
have enough people and they believe in it, something weird is going to happen.
For sure.
Because people have gifts. You know, some people might not know that they have it.
Right.
Say it like this. And this is the crazy part of it and how Satan counterfeits, okay? You know when you're praying for somebody, you have a group of people praying for somebody, whether they're going to die or they have a broken leg or they're hurting or something like that, and then they get healed.
Right.
How do you know if it was you?
Well, it wasn't you, right? It was the
No, but
person who had the faith,
Yes, exactly.
right? The faith that comes through Jesus Christ.
Yeah,
The pistis, if you will.
right. So now think of it the opposite way.
Pistis is the Greek word for faith, by the way.
Yeah.
For those-
Pisces or something.
Pistis,
Yeah.
pisteo.
Yeah,
They're all
pisteo.
forms of faith.
So now think of it as the counterfeit way, where people are thinking of something like, "Oh, look at that! There's an alien over there."
Oh, sure.
And then someone doesn't know that they have some sort of psychic ability, and then they're believing that this thing is going to happen, and you have a group of people, and they, "Oh yeah, it was me," but really it was somebody else.
Sure.
You know what I mean?
Well, you
So-
can manipulate people with your words too. It's like,
Yeah.
hypnosis, those types of things are used for, the brain is a tricky thing.
yeah, hypnosis is something different
You
too.
get it, but if you get into a group of, I mostly point that out as a means of saying that the brain can be tricked.
yeah,
it-
you
it-
can actually.
If you know how to trick it, you got a group of people around and you know how to do it, you can, you could get people to see stuff.
Right. So, yeah, I mean, that's where I think there's a lot of truth in these folklores because obviously, yeah, people can write stories and stuff like that, but other things like there's this one that's called Girl in White.
Oh, what's that one? Folklore. They're all right. I got some positive folklore too after the Girl in White one.
Okay,
because we're getting creepy.
So
she's creepy, I bet, huh?
Yeah. Okay. And listen. So my dad and his cousins they lived in El Paso, right? And border of Mexico and
Texas.
Yeah. So they're living there, and they're outside. They're playing. There used to be like a little canal over here. They're playing outside. A group of my dad and their cousins, and all of a sudden they see some lady walking, and it was nighttime. They see some lady walking, but she wasn't. She wasn't walking.
Like hovering. Oh, okay.
So then they started to follow her. They were just trying to be like, hey, where are you going?
And they all saw her.
Yeah. My dad and their cousins. And so she's walking, and then they're dude, I'm getting chills, bro. Because what happens is they start following her through trails. I don't know if they crossed the border. I don't think they crossed the border, but they're pretty close to the border right there with Mexico. And so they're going through all these ravines. They go through, the lake and stuff like that. And after they start, screaming, like, where are you going? Like, what's going on? Like, who are you?
Yeah.
Once she goes up into a hill, and then they're right there, right? And then she turns around, and she has the face of a horse.
Stop.
Yeah.
Dude, they all saw it?
And they all saw it.
Crazy.
Yeah, dude.
Your dad tell you?
My dad told me the story.
That's nutty.
I have other stories too.
Man, that
my
is
dad,
great.
Yeah, my dad. Yeah, I told you about the one where my dad. Don't get scared.
No, I'm hearing things now.
Where my dad and my grandpa, his dad, were walking one night.
It happens outside the door. I'm freaking out.
They were walking one night, and it's pitch black because they're in Texas.
Of course.
So they're walking
in the country too.
Yeah. I think so, in that area. Yeah. And this is back in what, the 60s?
Oh yeah.
So
just seems like it would be a darker time.
Right. So they're walking through in the desert and stuff like that, and all of a sudden there's just they saw something coming from a far away, and then when it got right above them, it looked like daylight.
No. That's what we should do. Look, dude, we should get a couple cameras and some sleeping bags and go out into El Paso and
dude, my dad could show us the spots.
I'm telling. Does he still live out there?
No, he lives here.
He can show us the spots.
He has family that still lives out there.
We need a camera crew. We need a couple guys to follow us. We got cameras. We got GoPros.
Yeah, dude.
Let's do it, dude.
Yeah, we can. There's another one where he got in trouble one night when he was younger, and so a family of 10 living in a 2-bedroom house or whatever it was, a 2-bedroom apartment. So he got in trouble one night, and his mom sent him to go to sleep, and so he slept on the floor. Mm. And for a couple of nights, after sleeping on the floor, he was hearing things under the boards of the floor. And so he kept telling his parents, there's people dancing in there. I hear music, and I hear bottles crashing, and I hear this and this and that.
Yeah.
And then they didn't believe him, but then he kept complaining about it. And so they brought, the landlord or whatever, and then he's walking around. He shows them where he heard through, and then there's it's hollow.
Okay.
So they cut it open. Okay. They put one ladder in, it didn't fit. They put another ladder in, didn't fit. They put the biggest ladder they had, barely fit.
Oh, you mean into a hole?
Into a hole on the floor of the house, of the apartment.
Stop it.
Yeah. And so he says that when the landlord went down and when his dad went down, they came back up so quick, and my grandpa's hair was white.
Wow.
Like it wasn't white before. Like that's when his hair turned white.
Stop it.
Yeah, dude. And then what happened was they said that they saw a bunch of bones everywhere, and it was like an old saloon.
Dude, stop. What?
Yes, there was chairs, and there was like just bones all over the place.
Dude's hair turned white.
Yes. That's ever since I know my grandpa,
Wow.
his hair was white.
Right.
Like I don't remember him having, and that's when his hair turned white, and that was like a long time ago.
When he went down into the saloon pit.
Yeah.
Dude, that's
So some
crazy.
old revolutionary something, whatever happened, that probably was a hiding spot
and
for alcohol.
And so then the dancing and the music.
Yeah.
That's creepy. That is creepy.
Yeah, dude.
Things have a memory.
Yeah.
That's
So Girl in White, the Saloon,
Girl in
La
White.
Llorona.
Uh-huh.
Those are my three favorite ones.
Bloody Mary.
There's also another one that's called The Bells, but that one's too long.
The Bells is too long. Look, on a positive note, man, Paul Bunyan.
Ooh.
Right?
The Pilgrim's Progress.
Dude, Paul Bunyan straight up knocking down trees. He's a lumberjack.
Oh, that Paul Bunyan.
Yeah, that Paul Bunyan, not the Pilgrim's Progress. Pilgrim's Progress is
John Bunyan.
John Bunyan.
Yeah.
His distant cousin.
Yeah.
They're all cousins this episode.
Yeah, he doesn't wear a lumberjack shirt though.
No. Plaid wasn't John.
Yeah.
You know, John don't do plaid.
John was a pilgrim.
But Paul does plaid, and he does a blue ox. He's got that big blue ox. Yeah, you remember now, huh?
It's just the way you said it.
He's got a blue ox, and he's knocking trees down. He is the folklore of probably the Northwestern Oregon, Washington.
Yeah, dude.
You know, we're building things
Paul
with
Bunyan and the big blue
heck
ox.
yeah. And then what happens? He's a legend knocking down trees. This one smart guy comes along and says, "I bet my machine." Remember the story?
Yes, I do.
Can
Yeah,
chop
yeah.
down more trees than you can. And there goes the race.
Yep.
That's folklore.
Yeah, it is folklore.
Man, you knocking down those trees like Paul Bunyan.
Dude.
They go, Paul Bunyan. You're like, oh, you haven't heard?
That guy was a beast. You can't chop wood like he can. Not even a woodchuck.
Dude, look, blue oxes don't just hang out with anybody.
A blue ox.
A blue ox.
Dude.
Dude, you got to be so studly that when you run across a rare blue ox and it makes eye contact with you
And doesn't want to eat you or kill you?
It wants to hang out with you forever.
Dude.
Friends.
I want a blue ox.
Dude, you don't pick the blue ox. The blue ox picks you.
And Paul Bunyan was
He got
the
picked.
man. Yeah, he got picked. Totally.
He got picked because that dude likes plaid. And as it turns out, blue oxes.
So you said you also had Hansel and Gretel?
Hansel and Gretel's a good one.
Dude.
Yeah, that's an American kind of, we're going to leave
Dude,
breadcrumbs behind.
The Brothers Grimm, bro.
All those are, yeah.
Remember the movie The Brothers Grimm with
So you
Heath
have-
Ledger, I think he was in it?
Yeah, so you have essentially fairy tales,
Gingerbread Man.
which always end in something happy,
Right.
and apparently folklore that is a little creepy. They're like creepy fairy tales.
Yeah, really weird. Little Red Riding Hood.
Yep.
That one's kind of crazy because he ends up eating the grandma,
Heck yeah.
right?
Heck yeah. Dude, you got to eat grandma.
So what happened to her in the end?
Who?
Little Red.
Oh, she got away.
She got away, but she doesn't have a grandma anymore. Does she even care?
No, I don't think she does.
She doesn't, right?
No, I mean, she was...
I wonder what that
I don't think they got along anyway.
Yeah. What happened? A disagreement
There's
on
some,
whether
like-
she should wear red or blue?
Yeah. Well, look, I mean, it's hard to say Little Blue Riding Hood. That makes it sound like you're sad. Little emo Riding Hood. Walking around with her head down.
Walking around with that, picking daisies.
Yeah, black dyed hair, just cutting herself, hoping for death.
And then the big bad wolf comes, eats the grandma, and she was bitter because she's the one who wanted to get eaten.
Yeah, she wanted to be eaten, but the wolf doesn't eat sad
Right.
little girls because sadness is tough.
Oh, what about the 3 little pigs?
3 little pigs don't look. Them dumb, dude. Those 3 pigs. 2 pigs. 2/3 of those pigs were stupid, and there's
Right.
there's always a wolf.
Yeah, there's always a wolf.
That was the era of the wolf.
Yeah.
In fact, I picked the wolf on when I load up my computer, my screensaver, my theme are wolves.
Wolves are cool.
They are cool, but what the wolf reminds me of is that I'm being hunted. Right, so that's why I did it. So I open up my computer. It reminds me that I'm being hunted and to be on my guard.
Okay, I get it.
Right?
I want to get a tattoo of a wolf on me.
On your back?
Yeah.
Like eating your neck or something?
No.
No.
A wolf, a lion, and a lion.
It kind of
Because
entwined in a battle of some sort, or what are you thinking?
No, well, just as reference to my 2 boys.
Okay.
Because remember when, who was it, Jacob, that was prophesying over his kids?
Right.
And he came to Benjamin. He says Benjamin is like a ravenous wolf.
Yeah.
And then my son Josh, his middle name's Judah. And Judah is the
Lion.
So that's what I
That'd
want to
be
do.
cool, man. You get a good artist that can pull that off.
Dude.
A wolf and a lion?
Yeah, together.
Heck yeah.
Because they're best. I mean, I don't know if wolves and lions are best friends, but my kids are.
It would be in a Disney movie.
It would.
Yeah.
Like the Fox and the Hound.
Yeah, but wolves travel in packs. That's
Dude.
the problem.
Is Cinderella a folk tale?
Cinderella is a fairy tale.
Fairy tale.
Yeah, because it's positive.
Yeah.
So I
But
guess that's the way to tell if it's a folklore, if it's a fairy
it's
tale.
fairy tale, yeah.
You know,
Totally.
in a folklore, like in a fairy tale, you're going out on a hike with your sister and you want to find your way back, so you leave breadcrumbs, and that leads to a castle, that leads to a cool monster that gives you nice stuff, and you take it back and you live happily ever after. That's a fairy tale.
That's
Folklore is you go for a hike with your sister, leave breadcrumbs behind, the old lady chases you down, puts you in an oven, cooks you into some pies, and then eats you.
Which one was that? I forgot what that one was.
That was Hansel and Gretel.
That was Hansel and Gretel. Yeah.
Yeah, Hansel and Gretel. So that's,
getting cooked into some pies, bro.
you know,
Dang. Cherry pie? Human pie?
folklores probably remind me more of a group of people sitting around being so irritated that all the Disney movies are all positive.
But folklore's before Disney movies.
All right. Well, maybe it's the maybe it's the opposite
Maybe it's
way.
the opposite way. Maybe
Maybe-
Walt Disney was sick of folklore.
Maybe.
And so then he wanted to make fairy tales.
So he spun it in reverse.
Yeah.
And said, you know what? Enough of this eating children in pies and living in gingerbread houses that make no sense. Let's make it a castle, and everybody lives happily ever after.
And people love it.
They do love it.
They do. The Disney's, dude, if Amazon, Disney, and Google, I think, are going to own the world.
Oh, yeah. Well, no, look, man, they're at some point, those 3, Disney, Google, and Facebook.
Facebook, too? You think?
Facebook is going to be in there. Who else did you say?
I said Amazon.
Amazon. At some point, all 4 of those people, those companies merge, and that's when you have the Terminator.
Oh, yeah. Skynet?
Skynet. That's
Yeah,
when you
dude.
have Skynet. When they all come together, pool all their resources, and then go, okay, world conquest time.
I forgot. My wife just told me yesterday that Amazon got approval from the court so they could start using drones.
Heck yeah. Heck yeah, they got approval from the court. What? They pay the court.
Yeah,
You don't even need approval when you're that rich.
right.
You just pay the right people. Donald Trump said that as much when he was campaigning the first time. If you remember, he gave some speeches at which he was in front of a bunch of like business people and politicians and all kinds of people giving his speeches and stuff, right? And he was like,
Yeah.
I've been on that side. I've given money to you, so-and-so, and you, so-and-so.
Right, I remember that.
He knows how
Yeah.
to, in
Right.
New York, you gotta grease palms to get building permits, to get things that you want, and you gotta
Right.
know who to pay.
Yep.
Donald Trump knows that better than anybody. So when Amazon goes, or when Jeff Bezos goes and he wants to use drones to deliver goods, it's just a matter of strategically who do you pay to make sure that can happen.
No, yeah.
Who oversees the FAA or whatever it is?
DA?
No, FDA's food.
Right.
What's a flight?
Oh,
The FCC or something.
something like that. Yeah.
Maybe
Yeah.
that's rated. Whatever it is. But you just pay the right person, you get your drones.
Dude.
That's it.
I mean, just imagine just seeing a drone stop in front of
Oh, yeah.
somebody's house and dropping off a package and just going back.
That's going to be dope, dude. What I'm more curious about is how they're going to protect the drone.
Oh, I'm sure it has some,
You get some tweaker just jump out of a car, grab that drone.
Dude, just think of it. Razor blades.
He's got a brand new drone.
Razor blades.
Oh, on the drone?
Yeah.
Now, what if kids grab the drone, though?
Why would they?
Because they're kids.
Why would they, though? You're going
Because
to
it's a
allow your kid to grab a drone?
It's a flying vehicle. Of course, they're going to be out back.
Well, it gets dropped off in the front.
But it's got to get to the front somehow. They're going to be spying on. Look, there's
I'm sure they'll come from like nowhere.
there's semiconductors they put in those in cameras and everything that come from China. They found out that some of those semiconductors are actually transmitting data from the camera to China.
Oh,
a whole outline of
for
America.
Sure. Yeah,
so it's like, all right, we're gonna fly drones over my backyard. Privacy's gone, dude. That's part of why what frustrates me so much about California. So I want space, dude. So desperately, I want some space.
Yeah.
I don't want to see my neighbors. I don't want to listen to my own neighbors argue. I want to be able to play my guitar and sing as loud as I want and take chances without worrying about other people hearing me.
Okay.
You know what I mean? That's my because if you're singing, if you're coming up, if you're creating stuff, at some point you're going to try to hit a note or try to do something with some right. Try to really push yourself. I feel like it needs a little bit of this. And you're going to go, I've never done that before. So let me try it.
And then all of a sudden you hear your neighbor just snapping.
Dude.
And then you can't be creative anymore?
No, or you know that they can hear you so you don't try.
Oh, yeah, that too.
You know, because you're going to have to see your neighbor.
Honestly, I don't really care.
And he's going to look at you and be like, hey, man, nice try.
Yeah, shut up.
Yeah.
Go back to your little lair.
My neighbors hear me sing all the time. They're always super encouraging. They're like, dude, that's a good song. They're like, you got a good voice or whatever. But I'm like, yeah, but I want to create.
Yeah.
You know, without any...
That's what the dungeon's for, bro.
Yeah, that's what the dungeon's for. Come in here.
I do sometimes just start strumming.
Just
and
going for it.
I'm actually writing. I'm making a parody of a song.
Oh, what song?
Well, my song is called "My Heavenly Anchor," and I don't want to give these people props, bro. My song. I'm gonna make it my song. And actually, if you're making a parody, you can't have 6 of the same words that the song has in a row.
Okay, it's copyright issues.
Right.
Yeah.
So I just changed the whole thing.
Dude, that is so... Dude, I told you we went to a church once. It's like that little church. You guys know who you are. They would take like these like standard worship songs and then add a completely new verse that they wrote.
Yeah.
And I was like, what are you guys doing? Don't do that. You guys want to be artsy and create your own stuff, then go for it. I'm all supportive. But don't steal somebody else's melody
song
and put your own words to it. Unless
add to it.
Or add to it.
Yeah.
You add to it.
Right. Yeah. This is a total secular song that I'm rewriting.
Oh, yeah. Good.
So,
and then you parody it.
And then I parody it, and it's none of the words are the same.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Is it more Christianish?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
My Heavenly Anchor.
Oh, that's right.
So, but yeah, I mean, I don't know how we came from folklore to playing music.
Art, man. We're artists.
Yeah, we are. But, I mean...
I want to get paid to do art.
Oh, dude.
Just write songs all day. Just screw around on my guitar. Play my harmonica.
Well, yeah, harmonica.
I want to create stuff, dude. I'm so... I'm in that phase right now. I'm just so bored with life.
Well, we're quarantined, bro.
I know.
There's nothing... You know what? I saw today, my cousin was at Knott's Berry Farm, bro. I guess Knott's Berry Farm is open.
Well, good for Knott's Berry Farm.
Yeah.
Heck yeah.
Yeah, I want to go to Knott's Berry Farm.
But I'm not quarantined. I've been working the whole time. So, I mean, I shouldn't be...
I've been working the whole time,
I shouldn't
too.
be sad. I mean, I'm not sad, but I'm...
No, but you can't go... I'm a person that would go to the movies at least once or twice a week.
Really?
Yes.
That many times?
Yes. Sometimes
And
3.
no movies are coming out.
And I'd watch the same movie twice in one night sometimes.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Because I have a pass.
Sure.
You know?
Yeah.
I could watch up to 3 movies a week.
That's really
IMAX
great.
or
Sure.
anything.
Oh, man, that sounds like that's a dream
I
right
would
there.
go to the movies all... I can't now
No,
because
you can't
nothing's
now.
open.
AMC's going to open another 150 theaters this week.
Where?
We don't know. I don't know.
Not here in California.
Not in LA.
I'm checking it.
Not in LA.
Trust
That's
me,
what-
I'm waiting.
Dude, and they completely teased us with that whole rollout of
Oh, I know.
of all those new movies.
Yeah.
What's that freaking jet one with Tom Cruise?
Oh, Maverick.
No, not Maverick.
It's called Maverick.
No, it's called Top Gun.
Top Gun, but no, the big title is Maverick.
Is it? Mm-hmm. They teased us with that. And
Yeah,
you know,
dude.
Tom's not releasing no movie unless it can be in the theater and you pay full price for it. Tom Cruise is getting paid, bro.
Right, of course.
He's not going to release that early.
In other states, of course, he's going to release it when everything is open.
That's right. And so all the ads and stuff started coming out right before COVID.
Oh, dude.
And I was
yeah.
excited because they were experimenting with some new cameras.
Yeah.
They actually went up in jets and they got the whole G-force look in their face. I was like, oh, that's going to be great.
Yeah.
COVID, Tom Cruise, don't mix.
Yeah, there was a bunch of movies that I wanted to watch.
Pay that dude.
Life is so weird.
They should pay that dude right now to release that movie. I'd watch it tonight. Top Gun. I almost watched the old Top Gun the other day.
I remember watching that movie all the time. Same with Days of Thunder.
Oh, yeah.
Remember
I actually
Days of
watched Days
Thunder?
of Thunder when I was on vacation.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Dude, I haven't seen that movie in so long.
Yeah, my buddy and I and his son sat down and watched Days of Thunder. Yeah.
That's awesome,
That's
dude. Dude, that last scene.
Oh, yeah.
Dude, just took it, bro.
If we would have had time, we would have watched Color of Money, too.
Ooh.
Tom Cruise fan. But you ever watch Color of Money?
A long time ago. I
Yeah, a
hardly
long time.
remember. I know what you're talking about,
Yeah.
though. Vanilla Sky.
No, I never seen it.
It was kind of weird.
Yeah, that's what I heard.
didn't like it.
That's what I heard.
Edge of Tomorrow.
That was not bad.
It was good, right?
Yeah.
That was pretty cool.
Yeah. It was less monotonous than I thought it was going to be going
Right.
in.
Yeah.
They're like, live, die, repeat or whatever.
Right.
And I was like, oh,
It was pretty good.
but it was pretty good.
yeah. The Mummy. It was
I
weird.
didn't see the Mummy because I care. I want to remember it like the Brendan Fraser version.
Yeah. It
I
was
like-
actually pretty good.
I like that better.
They're making a whole universe of it.
Oh, are they?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, look, Tom Cruise is one of my faves, but he lost me for a minute in Valkyrie. Even though he's done a ton of good work, but Valkyrie, when he played the Nazi,
Dude, yeah.
he didn't even try for the German accent, dude.
What about Legend?
So dumb he didn't try for that accent. He lost me.
Remember Legend?
Yes, I do remember Legend.
Dude.
But
That was a good movie.
you know what movie got me back on the Tom Cruise bus?
What?
Tropic Thunder.
Really?
Tropic Thunder, dude. When he played the executive,
Yeah.
The bald executive?
Yeah.
love. Oh my god, dude. I was done. I was like, all right, I'm all about Tom Cruise. I'm back on Tom Cruise's bus.
Man.
Heck yeah.
You know what movies I didn't really care for that were big?
Don't say Tropic Thunder.
No.
I will freak out.
Mission Impossible. Mission Impossible.
I liked him.
I only remember the first one. I
I've
never
watched them all.
I've never went farther than the first one.
I've watched them all a couple times.
The same thing with like Fast and the Furious. I only watched the first one. It's
Now
like,
Fast and Furious is. Ugh.
but yeah, Mission Impossible. I was like, all right, I get it. He does cool stuff.
Yeah.
What's so good about that? Anybody can make a movie like that.
Sure.
Yeah, you and I could.
We could.
And you'd have to do your own stunts
Sure.
just like he does.
No problem. No problem.
Jumping off buildings
Sure.
and
You pay me hundreds of millions of dollars to do my own stunts. I will be happy to practice for the next year to do my own stunts in a movie that we will film in 2021.
coming out in 2022.
Yeah.
It's called Mission Impossible.
It's just called Mission.
It's just called Mission.
Uh-huh.
Oh, dude.
It's called Half-Hearted Mission. We're just going to go the completely... You know what? We should just do a mission.
It's going to be on... we're going to edit it on iMovie.
Yep.
Right?
Yep. The drama is the mission then becomes you send me a message like a computer thing, right? Or we get a computer thing where we have to go down to the liquor store and buy a bag of chips. And that's it.
Some red vines.
And some red vines.
Yeah.
And then you and I scheme it all out, path it, walk in, and that's it. That's the movie. That's Mission Possible.
Mission.
That's totally possible.
Yeah, of course.
Maybe the mission is to buy Mission chips. Movie sponsored by Mission.
Man.
Holla at your boy, Missions.
Dude, but I mean, yeah, movies, I
love movies.
That's why I think, like we're all messed up because we can't go out and doing it. Like they barely started opening up restaurants, not even open inside, open outside.
Outside.
Especially right now, it's all hot. And so you're eating in the heat. At least the past week or two has been kind of getting a little cooler.
Yeah.
But 2 weeks ago, I almost died, bro.
Oh, yeah, you did. Yeah, you were all heat stroked.
Dude, it was pretty bad.
It wouldn't be so bad. It's just like, we had some guidelines that were simple. If the counties go a certain amount of time without any escalation in new cases, things will start opening. Phase 1, Phase 2, Phase 3, Phase 4. So now we get to a place where last Friday there's going to be an update, and the update is that the rules now all changed.
Yeah.
Now
the
it's
CDC
purple
changed.
and red and orange and yellow. And yellow is if you're yellow, then you can't have more than one new case per 100,000 people.
Right.
And that's going to be life as you know it until we're less than yellow. You're like, dude, you just went and changed the rules.
What's less than yellow? White?
Yeah, it's got to be white. And what is that like?
That's racist.
What is that like? One?
Why does it have to be white? Why can't it be black?
You can be, yeah, go. I mean,
sorry.
Code black matters.
I am so sorry.
It all matters right there.
I mean,
you change the rules of the game when everybody expected you to zig and start opening things up. You decide no, let's change the game now.
Let's change the game because there's going to be a second wave of COVID coming out.
Right. Well, because wintertime's coming. If we don't, what are we going to just close down until next year sometime?
Dude,
this is stupid.
I have a feeling it's going to depend on the election.
It's just going to magically go away as soon as the election's over.
Sorry, we were wrong. There was never a COVID.
Or, hey, look, we have a vaccine. Thank you, Joe Biden.
Right.
Joe Biden got in the office and hastened, and he put the pressure on the pharmaceutical companies to come up with the vaccine, and now we have it. We've gotten it so fast. Thank you, Joe Biden.
That's why I love Trump. He's making it like a market. Whoever comes up with
first
the vaccine first, you're going to get something.
Right. You're going to be rich.
Dude, that's awesome, bro.
It's compulsory medicine.
And then if Biden wins, it's going to, he's the savior. He's the one who got them to rush it. No.
So dumb. I'm going to be a late adopter to that vaccine, by the way.
Dude,
I'm not going to be first one in line. You go ahead and try that thing out. You turn into a lizard and let me know how you feel. Forget that, dude.
Lizard, man.
They're totally going to voodoo something.
Yeah, dude.
I'm not taking that voodoo before it's tested.
Well, they're doing clinical trials right now.
You can take those clinical trials.
They're in what, the third or fourth phase in the clinical trials?
Already?
Yeah.
Well, good. They should be.
So they almost have it.
Almost have it. Sure. Inject the old people first. Let's see how that goes.
Well, I mean, survival of the fittest.
Survival of the fittest.
Dude.
Call the herd.
Call the herd. I mean, come on, people. Get some money so I can shoot you up with this stuff.
All you evolutionaries out there thinking we all came from monkeys, this is your jam right here. You shouldn't care about some old people. This is about thinning the herd. All the weak sucks.
Right. You take out the weak so then you could grow more strong.
Yeah.
So you can have stronger babies, right?
Look, I'm 47 years old. I'm relatively healthy. But if I die because of COVID, you should be celebrating. Well, at least you don't have my genes perpetuating themselves throughout society anymore.
Right? Yeah, totally.
Right? Why are you trying to save me if I'm weak?
Yeah,
Right? That is so anti-evolution of you.
totally.
Stop, you know. It's like, come on.
Like the flat earthers we were talking about last week.
Flat earthers.
Come on. If you're a flat earther, you have to believe that they're
All planets are flat. You're a
flat.
flat planeter.
Yeah.
That's what we were saying last week.
flat planeter.
And if you're an evolutionist, you should have very little compassion.
So, do you think
That's right.
flat earthers and evolutionists fall into the fairy tale category?
No, I don't. Because I think there's some validity to the evolution.
Right. Micro evolution. Yes, I believe in that. I mean, just as I believe in adaptation.
That's what it is.
That's
right?
what it is.
So you go adapting to an environment.
Right. Like a penguin.
Makes sense.
I'm sure a penguin used to fly, but then once it got acclimated to the cold, they fly in the water.
Well, I don't know, man. I don't know.
They're fast.
I don't know if they've ever flown, but
Never know.
why would you lose your flight?
Why are you going to fly in freezing cold air?
Well, you thicker skin. Why would you sit on an ice block?
I don't know, but I mean, they swim in that water too, and they're fast
So
swimmers.
what's colder,
Those
flying
things
in
are-
ice air, or swimming in ice water?
I don't care. I just like ice.
You
Okay.
just picked the penguin. We're gonna.
Anyways, but I mean, so what about flat earthers? Fairy tale, folklore,
No, they're neither.
just nuts.
Nuts. You shouldn't look. You should look. If you're a flat earther, God bless you, man. I don't wish harm on anybody, but you should be the first ones called in the COVID crisis.
Okay, so here you go. Here's a good one. Biblical.
All right,
Melchizedek.
Melchizedek. What?
Does it fall into any of those categories?
No.
Who do you believe?
It falls into like legend
Legend?
because there's very little known about him.
Nothing really.
He shows up.
Out of nowhere. Well, I guess out of a, he shows up for King of Salem.
Yeah, King of He shows up. He's a blip on a screen, but he gets tithes from Abraham.
Right.
So it's
And
and he's spoken of by Jesus,
yes.
and in Hebrews speaks of him.
Right.
There is stuff known about him. We know very little, so I think he falls into that legend category of.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
I like that. Yeah. Oh, for sure. It's what we call a Christophany, right? Do you believe that, or do you think?
I don't know that I believe it was a pre-incarnate Christ, but because I think maybe he was just a king of Salem.
Yeah, some people think that,
And he
but
was honored by Abraham, that's for sure. So I mean, that's. But I believe there is some of that allure to it, right? Where it's maybe it was Christ-like.
well, that's what it says. He was like Christ.
Yeah. So I mean, it
in
was
Hebrews,
Christ.
it says he was like Christ.
Yeah, he's like Christ, but I don't know that he was
I think it was
Christ.
Melchizedek, King of Righteousness. Right. That's what that name means.
The symbolism is there for sure.
And then he's the King of Salem, which is later called Jerusalem.
Yeah. Right.
From Judah.
I think it's
right?
there. I mean, I think it fits.
I believe it fits. So yeah, other instances like the captain of the Lord's army,
Isn't that Michael?
Joshua.
Is it Joshua?
Joshua, ready to go to battle, and then all of a sudden there's a man there, and he says, "Take off your sandals, for the ground you stand right on is holy." Two people out of the Bible. Hey, take off your sandals. Who was it?
It was Moses.
Moses, the burning bush.
Yeah, and Joshua.
And Joshua.
Yeah.
So I think it was the Lord. I believe it's the Lord.
Could have been, for sure. I'm not against it. I mean, I don't know.
But I mean,
I'm good with it. I'm good. either way.
Christophanies. Obviously, the Bible to a lot of people out there is a fairy tale.
Sure, to a lot of people, it's a fairy tale.
It's a
for
folklore story.
Sure.
It was just a book written for morals back in that day.
Right.
It's not
right.
relevant today.
That's what they think.
That's what people
that's what they
think,
say. Yeah,
yeah.
that's what they believe.
But like you said, legend. That is a total legend.
But those same fools right there, though, those same people who say that the Bible is folklore or myth, are the same are the same people saying Bloody Mary into a mirror when they're hanging out with their girlfriends at night.
That's insane, right? So how could you just believe in something evil
Right?
and not something good?
They're going to sit there and go, light as a feather, stiff as a board, light as a
Right.
feather, stiff as a board, believing that you're going to be light and we're going to be able to lift you up with a pinky.
With a pinky.
Right? But they're going to go, oh, yeah, you guys believe in the Bible. That's stupid. You're like,
Right.
okay.
So, yeah, totally.
I would say look in the mirror, but you might
What
not
is
like
that?
what you see.
How do you say it in what do you call it? The Sandlot? Heroes get remembered, but legends never die.
Oh, yeah.
Remember that?
Yep.
Dude.
And that's why, and that's the first scene too in Troy, where Achilles goes out. He wakes up next to two women. Some kid wakes him up. Right, he's got to go out. He's going to go fight this guy. Goes out, makes short work of dude, drives that sword right through his neck. Comes back. Little kid says, "I could never do that." And then what's Achilles say?
I forget.
Achilles says, "And that's why nobody will ever remember your name." That's the best line ever.
You have to be a legend.
Yeah, dude. He was like, that's why nobody will ever remember your name.
And this legend that we're specifically talking about, Melchizedek, it's in the book of truth.
Oh, yeah, that's it, too.
So if you want to call it myth, you want to call it folklore, you want to call it outdated, you want to call it this, you want to call it that, guess what? It still speaks the truth. It's still relevant to our today.
Yeah.
I think it's even more relevant now, especially what Jesus said in, what was it, Luke chapter 24, where he says, there's going to be wars and rumors of wars, pestilence and famine in the land, and, mother against son and daughter against father. And, I mean, look what's happening out there.
Yep.
People are rioting. I'm sure a lot of these parents to all these millennials are not happy.
Millennials, how he says it. Millennials with this.
Well, guess what? I am a millennial.
Are you a millennial?
That's what.
Border.
Yeah, border.
Border. You're a
I was in the
millennial-
beginning of it.
You're millennial adjacent.
I think they want to call them zillennials or something.
Oh, you get the special one.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And then it's millennial. But yeah, dude. I mean, just think of it. I mean, people are doing all this stuff and talking all this trash, but then when you actually read it, it's like, man, that's happening right now.
Right now. Dude, read through all the people who are, I don't believe this whole Bible thing. Read through the minor, major problem. We're getting ready in our men's group to start going through us Kings.
Kings. The kings of Judah, right?
Yeah, just going through the book of Kings. Right, there's only one book of Kings.
Well, there's two.
There's only one historically. We cut it into two because we have short attention spans.
Well, actually, there's actually four because there was also the kings of
we have Chronicles.
No, there's there's the Chronicles of Judah, and then there was the Chronicles of Israel.
Yeah, that's right. So
and then the kings of Israel and the kings of Judah.
Right,
but
so
we have the one that really matters.
You take Kings, but you take Kings as a whole, which documents kings from Israel and Judah.
Yeah.
And then take the prophets that run contemporary to that book, and tell me that they weren't having the same issues, the same situation then as we're having right now.
Yeah.
It's the same. Human nature is the same.
That whole reference or that whole saying, history repeats itself
over
and over again.
And over again. It's obscene.
That's why we have the truth. That's why we have the Word of God, so we can learn from it. But since people are trying to take the Bible and God out of everything, how are people going to learn it? It has to be us. It has to be
us.
It has to be the believer. It has to be the church. Goat also.
We'll teach you.
And if you guys ever want to hear a sermon just preached on one of these goat sessions, or Jake and I will shot.
We should do
a double barrel shotgun prophet. Was it? It was Isaiah.
Hilarious.
It was Isaiah.
That would be so good.
Who was the contemporary to Isaiah? There was a couple of them, right?
To Isaiah?
Yeah, Jeremiah. Wasn't Jeremiah one?
Jeremiah's of Isaiah was
Zechariah,
Amos, Hosea.
They were all at the same time,
Micah,
right?
They were all pretty contemporary. Yeah.
So, dude, double barrel shotgun preachers right here.
Dueling sermon.
Dude, that'd be dope. But, I mean, it has to be the church, or else, I mean, the next thing they're going to try to do is take away freedom of religion, which really, it's not just freedom of religion, it's freedom from Christianity.
It is. Yeah, it is, absolutely, because they don't care about anything else.
Right.
They don't care if you're Buddhist. They don't care if you're Muslim.
Right,
they
it's
don't care.
fine.
But if you're,
coexist.
But if you're Christian, somehow you hate everybody. and you read the writings. I'll say what one of my Bible college professors said in the midst of people who didn't care about John Calvin. He showed up and he says, unless you read John Calvin, don't talk trash about John Calvin.
Right.
Right? Unless you read Jacob Arminius' work, don't talk trash about Jacob Arminius.
Right.
Right? Unless you read him, don't have an opinion about it.
Yeah.
So in the same way, I say, unless you've read the Testaments, unless you've read the history, unless you've read the Gospels that clearly shows Jesus as somebody with compassion, love, mercy. Come on, man. You're going to tell us that we hate gay people.
I know.
And you're going to tell us that we hate all kinds of people and that we're not tolerant and this and that, blah, 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 blah. I follow a man that died for my sins, rose from the grave, who had more compassion and healing in his little pinky. Than,
not even his robes, dude. His robes.
Than any person, any group of people could possibly have on a civilization, no matter how hard you try.
Yeah.
Because they're trying hard. Oh, we're compassionate.
Dude.
We want to take care of the poor. Jesus is all about loving people. Unless you're some fanatical religious hypocrite, then he tends not to like you too much.
Yeah.
He had his harshest words were to the religious bigots, or to the religious
the religious leaders, the Pharisees, the bigot, Sadducees.
Bigot was a little hard of a word.
Yeah.
Sorry, it's the Pharisees and Sadducees. But look, he called them sons of the devil. He called them whitewashed sepulchres. He called them all a
brood of vipers.
A brood of vipers. I mean, look, these are not nice words. So if you're talking, yes, I'm going to side with Jesus when it comes to religious hypocrites. Myself included.
Yeah.
Right? So, we're our own worst critics. But when it comes to people who do not believe in God, who aren't walking, who aren't doing... Look, love and compassion, bro.
Right.
I got nothing but love and compassion for gay people, for people with one leg, for whatever, man. You gotta stutter. I'm on your team.
Dude, I'll help you talk, bro.
For sure. I'll talk for you.
I'll be your mouth, yeah.
Yeah, right.
Just like, Aaron for Moses.
Yep. Yeah, it doesn't matter. You got a lazy eye. We love you.
Dude.
So we don't hate people with lazy eyes. Kirsten Dunst, we don't hate you. Right? You're pretty. It's that lazy eye that,
man,
every once in a while
just drifts off into another world.
It's a little distracting. I'm not going to lie. It doesn't mean I hate you.
Right. I love you for that. That's the way the Lord made you, and
dude, that little characteristic that makes you different than everybody else is beautiful.
Oh yeah, but and that's what I mean. Like, so how long has it been? Oh wow,
hour and 20.
Yeah. That's awesome, dude.
Yeah. Well, we get rolling about, we should just, you know what? We should just make this podcast about biblical stuff. We'll just do Bible studies from now on, because we get rolling on this.
I know.
Dude, we could be here all night.
Dude. Oh, yeah, for sure. All right. So we got, I'll just say 10 minutes. It's 7:50.
7:50.
So final thoughts on folklore.
Dude, my final thoughts on folklore is I think I want to make my own folklore. I think I'm going to come up with a character that does like some kind of wedgie. Do you know, like a wedgie? And maybe an atomic wedgie.
A Melvin.
Maybe a super Melvin where they pull it over the head. And let's see. Because folklore, if you just tease it out there for like a couple generations, that could turn into something.
Yeah, it really could.
In 100 years, people could be walking around with their underwear over their head on one day out of the year.
Dude, have a whole Melvin day.
Dude, totally to honor to honor the wedgie master or whatever we give him a
to
name.
honor you because you're the one who
Jake.
made up the story.
Yeah, so you're
the wedgie master.
I am the wedgie master.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah, we should carve it right here so when the world, when we get blown up or whatever, when someone finds it, it'll be like, dude,
2121?
Awesome.
Yes. We should write a manifesto. I'm going to write a wedgie manifesto and bury it in the ground.
Directions.
Yes. And then in a philosophy of wedgie, and then I'm going to bury it, and then in 2121, somebody pulls up the concrete here, they're going to find it.
Yeah, dude.
And then there's going to be people that, they're going to do it.
All right. No, all right. Sweet. Anything else on folklore?
No, that's No,
that was the smoked out version.
That was the smoked out version. I don't even smoke out. But if I did,
Right.
you imagine the kind of magic that would come out of this room if I were blown up?
Dude, I know a lot of smoked out people that don't smoke.
I know.
Because you could seriously get smoked out for life.
Sure.
Dude, sometimes I feel that way with the stuff that I say or the stuff that I do.
That's how you do it.
My coworker hates me because all of a sudden, like, he'll pop in, the warehouse, and I'll just be there working, and all of a sudden something pops in my head, and I just start saying it.
Oh yeah.
Like singing like a part of a song that I heard a long time ago, or rehearsing a line from a movie, and he's just like,
yeah.
She's like, what?
He's like, what?
Like, what are you doing? I'm like, I don't know. I just popped in my head. I had to let it out.
It's in. It comes in, dude. It's like
that's a smoked out person.
you jump out and say it.
So,
I like big butts and I cannot. Then I don't know, copyright. We're gonna get pulled off.
No, we won't. So my whole thing on folklore is, it has, like I said it already, it has some sort of truth to it. Fairy tales are fairy tales, right?
I'll give you that.
Folklore has some sort of truth to it.
Folklore does have some sort of demonic truth to it. They seem to be creepy. Well, maybe not for Paul Bunyan.
Right.
All right. So folklore is, there is some truth. It was birthed in some truth.
Right.
And it expanded.
And then it expanded. Someone saw it and said, "Hey, we can make a story out of it."
Yeah, like Krampus is like Santa Claus's jealous younger brother.
Yeah.
That watched him grow up and become this, revered, jolly old man. And every time he went out and delivered gifts, it just drove Krampus crazy.
Crazy. Well, but the thing about Santa is like Saint Nick. He was actually a believer in Jesus.
He was a real person.
Yeah. He
Saint
defended the gospel. He fought for the gospel, like physically.
Yeah. Saint Valentine.
Saint Valentine. I told you about that, right?
Yeah. Saint Patrick.
Saint Patrick.
Yeah.
All these saints, and people want to make goofy stuff out of it.
Yeah.
But yeah, dude, if you read about Saint Nicholas, dude was a beast.
I like Saint
bro.
Nick, dude. I've read a little bit about Saint Nick.
He was a beast.
Dude was an animal.
Yeah.
And he was loving, man. He would
going to bars, sharing the gospel, and getting in fights with the people there.
Yeah. Try ho ho ho. That's where that came from, by the way.
Right.
Because he was in a bar.
Right.
And some chick was like, "Yo, man, why are you so fat? What are you doing?" And he's like, "Ho ho ho."
Talk to the hand.
Talk to the hand. I'm gonna go deliver some of this good stuff to the in socks to the kids in the orphanage, and if they've been bad, I'm gonna give them some coal.
Yeah, dude. So yeah, it birthed from something truth to what they are now, like Mexican folklore. I'm sure there's some sort of weird, actual thing that happened with La Llorona.
They evolve.
Yeah, and then it evolves from there. Maybe some lady did drown her children in the river because she found love with a rich man when she was poor, and then because he didn't want to marry her, there was nothing to live for.
Yeah, sure.
I don't know about the whole weeping, on the streets. Could be true.
Maybe. You tend to weep a lot when you kill your kids.
Yeah, and yourself at the same time.
I don't know.
I'm sure that birthed from something that had to have happened real.
Yeah.
And then
Sure.
the one with the bells that I too long to read, that it was about a priest who had a hard heart.
Oh, okay.
and he used to ring the bells at church. And then all of a sudden, he ends up dying, and then the bells still rung the way he rung them.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
See?
So there has to be some sort of truth to that.
Might be some truth right there.
You never know. But, all right.
Send us your folklore stuff. Hit subscribe, hit share, do all that. Get on Facebook on the GOAT page.
Yes.
And send us your ideas of your favorite folklore and your favorite Bible passage. By the way, we'll do a little bit of dueling, little tag team sermonizing.
Yeah.
Straight up sermonize on this mug. 3 point. All right. Goat out.
All right,
Love you guys.
Goat out.